From the beginning, he dreamed of flying.
My brother in college had started to fly. I was about 8 years old. He said, let's go flying. And when we landed, I said to myself then, 8 years of age, someday I too am going to learn to fly. I've always used aviation as almost like the surgical knife that I use, being a heart and lung transplant surgeon. It has been an enabler for me to do things that I simply could not ever have done.
Dr. Frist uses business aviation to fly the globe, offering health, hope, and healing. Hurricane Katrina.
2 days after the hurricane came through, I loaded up medical supplies and was in my Conquest 1. Again, no commercial flights going in. No corporate flights were going in at the time. But at a special request, I said, I'm going to bring a team in. And we went in, and everybody remembers the images.
In Africa.
The Caravan, it was the workhorse that I used on over 15 medical mission trips to Africa that allowed me to enter into war zones, to enter into areas where there's civil war, to enter into areas that there were absolutely no roads, and be able to do what my hands allowed me to do, and that is to deliver health care. It could not have been done without aviation. It could not have been done. But to build into this whole concept of what I now called as using medicine, using health as a currency for peace.
In southern Sudan.
500 miles west of the Nile River, 1,000 miles south of Khartoum, to areas that were ravaged with misery and suffering. And all of a sudden, because there was this helping hand through healthcare enabled by aviation, made possible by aviation, all of a sudden fighting would stop. I saw it happen in Sudan, where 2 million people had died, where 5 million people had been displaced from their homes, where fighting was rampant. By applying this helping hand of healing, by giving hope, all of a sudden civil war quieted down.
In Bangladesh.
The problem is you can't get the supplies to them. You can't get it. It's cheap, it's inexpensive. The American taxpayer is willing to help out, but the problem is you can't get there. Every year, 30% is underwater. All of a sudden we can fly in and we can deliver these very inexpensive supplies. The distribution is made possible. And there are wonderful groups like World Medical Mission, like Samaritan's Purse, like Save the Children that I've worked with in Bangladesh.
In Haiti.
Hundreds of thousands of people died. Buildings, poorly constructed buildings, just crushed people because of the earthquake. Through the generosity of corporate America, where there was a continual stream of airplanes going in because all commercial flights had stopped, I hitched a ride. And with that, took a surgical team in with me, a medical team with me. And within 6 hours of being on the ground, we not only delivered our supplies, but went in and developed a hospital there. And the field of transplantation, heart transplantation, would not have been possible, could not have developed. And the reason is you had 4 hours to take a heart out in Toronto, Canada, bring it back here to Vanderbilt and implant that heart. It could not have been done without the freedom to schedule business aviation. You realize we're all part of this big fabric together. We're all part of this garment of destiny together. And it's this oneness of healing, this oneness of hope, this oneness of mankind that is made possible by business aviation, the great enabler for me. Kind of like that surgical knife, which I can take with me. It is a commitment to the values that were put before me and that I did seize and I did grab. And I hope that those values center around making other people's lives a little bit better, and not just in North America, but indeed around the world.
Congratulations, Senator and Dr. Frist, on winning the 2011 NBAA Ueltschi Humanitarian Award.